park it's not, friendly and ambitious it is. I'm talking about the Nuts Corner circuit here in County Antrim. A short, tight and twisty track that guarantees good bike racing. We've got the 125, the 250s, the Regal 600, and of course the Turtles of Rathkenny feature race, which is the king of the corner. First though, it's the 125. Stick with us because this is going to be good. Good indeed it will be, and 12 laps is the race distance, and this first turn is critical for these riders. It is very, very tight indeed going in there. So who's leading first? 13 it is. That's Jim Falls on the 125 Honda. Safely through as they all jostle for position in that tight right-hander. Onto the back straight then. Very, very short straights indeed. The bigger bikes are only up to something like 5th gear, but it's Jim Falls that's managed to get the drop on the rest of the 125s at this stage in the final. Jim Falls, 26 years of age, from Belfast, works for a computer firm. Same place as Jeremy McWilliams used to work before he went to Grand Prix racing. But look at the pack weaving their way out onto the start and finish straight, and it's Jim Falls that leads.
Back in first place, having the challenge.
Back wheel in the air there, Jim Falls on the brakes into the hairpin, and that is absolutely amazing. The 125 hard on the brakes. Jim Falls trying to use all he knows here at Nuts Corner. Second place, 44, Darren Lindsay. Now, Darren Lindsay's going to have to work very, very hard indeed. There's only 2 real places you can pass here. Both of them are on the brakes. Judging by the way Jim Falls was stopping into the right-hander. The marshals run in the background there. Obviously a man taken to the grass. Hopefully all is all right. So, Jim Falls still leads. Right behind him now is 90 Phelan Owens. Phelan Owens powers his way past. So, Phelan Owens, absolutely a great run. Jim Falls is not giving way. Jim Falls is not going to let him by. But Phelan Owens forces him to the outside of the track. Phelan Owens then makes it through to the front. 28 years old from Dungannon. Well, Phelan Owens absolutely didn't ask for a way through, just forced his way through there. Jim Falls had to give way. Phelan Owens looked stylish, looked very, very much in control. And Jim Falls, no comeback from him. Darren Lindsay, he's in 3rd place. 4th is Mark McClanahan. 5th is Alan Pagan. And 6th is Gary Dines. That's how it is. But Phelan Owens then is on his last lap of the 12. Barring an absolute disaster, he's going to take this with ease. Through the tight right-hander, out onto the back straight. Still Jim Falls shadows him to the end. But really, he's out of this race now. 3rd place, remember. Darren Lindsay, he's even further behind. Phelan Owens then. Smooth as ever. The last place where he can make a mistake is here. It's all downhill cruising now for Phelan Owens, who is going to take this 125 race. Not by a country mile, but certainly in great style. Phelan Owens then takes the race win from Jim Falls in 2nd place. Confirmation then of the race win for Phelan Owens on the Frank Rothel tuned Honda from Jim Falls on another Honda, and in 3rd place was Darren Lindsay on yet another Honda. Next up is the 600s, and on the front row of the grid is Derek Young, Johnny Ray, Ian King, 2nd row, Brian Gardner, Raymond Beers, and Stephen Ferguson, and the 3rd row, Richard Britton, Eddie Sinton, Chris Richardson, and Jerry Esler. Hondas and Yamahas at the front of the field, and this is going to be a real charge for the Regal 600 race. 12 laps is your race distance, and it's going to be down to the man who makes the start that is going to make it extremely difficult for his fellow competitors. Green flag we have. Who's going to be first into the first turn, and we wait to see who gets the whole shot in the 600 race. And it is Ian King. Ian King, number 8, has absolutely flown into the lead. A real quick starter. Johnny Ray 6 is forcing up the inside. Is he going to be able to hold it? Oh, Johnny Ray just about held off there from ramming Ian King out onto the grass. So I think that gives us a bit of a taste of what we are to expect in this race, really. Ian King then now leads from Derek Young, 5. Johnny Ray drops back into 3rd place. And Ian King looks extremely stylish round here. So King already with a bit of a lead, but that's more by the fact that these guys are bumping and barging behind him. Watch for the people behind. Derek Young is in 2nd place still. Ray is 3rd. That's your race order at the end of lap 1. Ian King, 27 years old from Glengormley. Well, using all of the road out of the hairpin there. These 600s really very, very suited to this kind of track. Tight and twisty. A great race, always a Regal 600. But Ian King making this look extremely simple. Remember, this man leads the championship series this year so far. Johnny Ray now in second place, so Johnny Ray is up to second place. Johnny Ray, I think we can gladly say, is a veteran. 35 plus I have here on my crib sheet for him. Johnny Ray from Larne. What can he do with this man, Ian King? King rides a Honda, Ray rides a Yamaha, Derek Young is on another Honda. That's what he's up against. Yamahas over in England seem to do very, very well indeed, but here it is a Honda that leads in the hands of Ian King. And King looks absolutely unhurried, doesn't look at all out of shape, looks very, very smooth indeed. So King, mind you, Johnny Ray looks as if he's in a bit of a hurry. 14 there, that is Brian Gardner. He started from the second row of the grid. Gardner in fourth place, but still King leads from Johnny Ray, from Derek Young. But it's Johnny Ray who's closing the gap now. Johnny Ray is closing the gap, and there you can see it. Johnny Ray is right on the pace of Ian King, so Ian King's not going to have a chance to look over his shoulder because that will cost him time. He'll know where everyone is from his pit boards, but on this very, very short track, you've got no time to think about everything. Everything is absolutely instinctive. King still leads, but Johnny Ray is challenging every inch of the way. Johnny Ray on a tighter line then through the S's. Ray looking for the advantage, down in the dip. Ian King has a long look over his shoulder. Derek Young in third place can only watch on as these two do battle. 12 laps is the race distance, plenty of time for these two to rub bearings. And look at this, Johnny Ray this time looking for the outside line. You remember on the first lap he tried the inside, cuts it tight, tries to get the drive out onto the back straight, but still King holds it from Ray, but no, Ray has got in front. So Johnny Ray, a braking manoeuvre for Johnny Ray. He slides in front of Ian King. Has King got any comeback? That's the question. Well, certainly King looked the smoother of the two riders, but Johnny Ray there on the Yamaha is in front, and that's all that counts. Johnny Ray then still leads from Ian King. Third is still Derek Young. 4 is Brian Gardner. 5 is Stephen Ferguson, but King is closing. 6th is Raymond Beers. That's how it stands in the top 6 at the moment, but look at King looking at the outside now. We're on lap 9, and Johnny Ray is coming under severe pressure from Ian King. King right out there on the white line. Now then, back markers. A major problem for everybody. 84, Robert Tweed is the man that's going to be sucked up first. Johnny Ray has to contend with him on a part of the course that you don't really want to find a back marker on. So, Johnny Ray lines up. Robert Tweed, there he is. Soon to find the warring faction behind him. Oh, well, they were very lucky to catch him on the straight. So first Johnny Ray's going to go by, then it's Ian King. But there is a whole group of back markers to thwart the efforts of Johnny Ray with Ian King in his slipstream. Ray there at the hairpin. King on a wider line, drops in behind him. Well, King certainly looks like he's pacing himself here. Looks like he's looking for an opportunity. An absolutely bevy of back markers there. 34 is Gary Coburn. He's going to be the first man out of this new group to cop it, I think we can say. King probably has the easier job here because he can take a bit of an opportunist type view on things. If Ray gets balked, then King is going to be able to slide up the inside or around the outside. Man Coburn looks over his shoulder, so he'll probably do the gentlemanly thing. Last lap then. The last of the 12 laps. We are on lap 12. Johnny Ray there, rear wheel off the ground into the hairpin. Ian King challenging around the outside. Back markers all over the place, getting in the way. 44, Con McLaughlin is going to be the man, and he's passed either side. King one side, Ray the other. Next man up is going to be 13, Alan McGowan. Is he going to pose problems for these two? Ray still holds the advantage from King. Yamaha versus Honda. That's what it's all about here at Nuts Corner. And it's going to be this man that's going to be in the way if he's not very careful. Johnny Ray has got to be ruthless to get out onto the straight passes, but King lines himself up round the outside. Ray is on the inside. Who's it going to be at the line? Neck and neck. Well, an incredible race indeed, and Ian King just edged out Johnny Ray from Derek Young in third place. Fourth was Brian Gardner, and fifth was Stephen Ferguson. I caught up with Ian King in the paddock. Well, we all reckon the 600s was going to be one hell of a race, but that really was one hell of a race.
Yeah, that was tight. That was as smooth as we'd like it to be.
What about Johnny Ray? I mean, he was well out of it in the first race, but in the second one, really got in front of you, and then you had to really fight for it.
Well, on the first race he had a bit of a problem, so that gave me the break, and that was it. That was okay. But that race I knew he would be there. I knew it was going to happen. So once he got ahead, I let him lead. He knows his way around here better than me, so I let him lead, and then he did all the work for me.
Yeah, but you won by one wheel.
Well, we come on a back marker in the last bend, and I got the better lane.
The 125 and 600 races have been good, but we've got even closer action for you after the break. Coming up is the feature race, the King of the Corner. Don't go away. Kenny, King of the Corner feature race. First man up to the line is Wolsey Calder. He'll start from the second row of the grid. On the front row is Johnny Ray, Rodney McCurdy and Graham Thompson. Second row is going to be Derek Young and Wolsey Calder. Jamie Patterson and Alan Irwin are non-starters. 99 you're looking at there is Graham Thompson. 12 to his left is George Farlow. 4 is Eugene McManus. He's back on the fourth row of the grid. He'll be happy about that, that's for sure. So then, motors rise, we wait for the start of it, and they're underway already. 15 laps is the race distance, the longest race of the day, and it is going to be hectic. 750s versus 250s, remember. And the first man into the lead is McCurdy with the Suzuki, the borrowed Suzuki from Brian Gardner, as they go across some cement dust laid there for oil that has been dropped in an earlier race. But it's McCurdy, Rodney McCurdy, that leads. Number 18 on a borrowed Suzuki. He said to me in the paddock that if he managed to get away at the start of this race, he could win it on the 750. Albeit that borrowed bike is not quite as happy as the one he usually runs. 12 there is George Farlow in second place. So your second place man in the early part of this race, George Farlow, but it's a 250 behind him, and I'm looking to see which one it is. The 250s take a bit of time to get going, but remember, a 250 bike holds the lap record here at Nuts Corner, so the 750s are not going to get it all their own way. So, onto the back straight. It's the big bikes that power down the straight, but really the 250s are charging. You can see Eugene McManus, number 4 there. 30 is Wolsey Calder. He's in third place at the moment, so Wolsey Calder absolutely flying here. One thing that the 250s are a lot better at than the big bikes is cornering and braking. Sounds very simple, of course, but if you've got a big bike in front of you, it's pretty difficult to pass one. On to the start and finish straight then. Still it is Rodney McCurdy. From 12, George Farlow. From 30, that is Wolsey Calder. From 4, Eugene McManus. That's your top 4. Well, one can only guess, but you can see there the Suzuki bouncing on the ripples as Calder goes to go around the outside of Farlow. Calder looks at the outside. McManus almost takes to the grass. So Eugene McManus taking to the grass, and that's Christie. Sandy Christie now in 5th place. Watch for 77, Sandy Christie. First time he's been here at Nuts Corner as George Farlow. Well, George Farlow doesn't quite know what part of the track to be on, does he? Really very wide there for George Farlow. Coulter is in 2nd place on a 250. Rodney McCurdy leads it. Big look over his left shoulder there. Farlow is still 3rd. 4th is still Eugene McManus. Long way to go yet in this race. McCurdy still leads. Usually rides a Kawasaki. That's gone bang, so he's borrowed this Suzuki. There are even announcements over the PA at the circuit here. Could he borrow some parts off of a road bike? Any spectators with road bits to lend him? He needed parts. So McCurdy leads, and he'll be very pleased about that if he's managed to borrow parts and win this feature race. Calder still 2nd, 3rd Farlow, Eugene McManus is 4th, and Sandy Christie charging now. Bike number 77 is Sandy Christie. You can see him making it weave at the back of this bunch, but it's still McCurdy who leads over the line. From Wolsey Coulter in 2nd place on a 250. Farlow is 3rd. Oh, that Suzuki really does skitter about on those bumps. And there it is. So Eugene McManus is now through to 3rd place. Farlow drops to 4th. Farlow grabs it back though from McManus on the back straight, using the power of the 750 over the 250, but it's still Rodney McCurdy that leads on the 750 Suzuki. Coulter, oh, and Farlow there, oh, jumps out the seat. George Farlow absolutely out of the seat. Well, I should think that'll be the last we see of him in the leading bunch, because he looks in a bit of a mess. McCurdy leads over yet another lap from Wolsey Coulter, who must by now be weighing up where he's going to pass McCurdy. Certainly the hairpin looks favourite for that little 250. Eugene McManus is homing in 3rd place. Eugene McManus now right on the pace. Sandy Christie, first time he's been here, Sandy Christie. Absolutely flying in 4th. Well, McCurdy is going to have no indication where Coulter is going to make the pass, but he must be aware that he is going to make a pass at some stage in this 15-lap race. That is, assuming, of course, Eugene McManus doesn't do it on his own. So Eugene McManus in 3rd place, but he looks like the man most likely to at the moment. Eugene McManus, 21 from Antrim. Rodney McCurdy, he's 26 from Brashane, near Ballymena. Wolsey Calder, he's 29 from Portadown, and he's in 2nd place. Eugene McManus, 21 from Antrim, he's in 3rd place. And in 4th place is still that man, Sandy Christie, 26 from Dunfermline. and looking like a man that is going to make a move on these two little 250s in a minute, but it's still McCurdy just from Coulter. But it's getting very, very close. These front three now are in a position where there's going to be a pass made soon. The 750 just powers along the straight past the start and finish area, and the 250s just have to watch it go. But how long can McCurdy hold on to this number one spot? That's the question. Plenty of time left for the 250s to get on terms with it. Onto the back straight again. 5 riders now in the action. 5 of the riders in the action, but still McCurdy leads from Coulter, and Coulter makes a move. Coulter up the inside of McCurdy. Well, that was inevitable, but a very cleanly executed move, and through goes Eugene McManus. Well, if you make a gap for a 250, they're through. Now then, can Eugene McManus get on top of Coulter? That's the question, because I think McCurdy should just about be finished off, because the 250s have almost got enough power. Yes, they have. Up the start and finish straight to hold that lead. Coulter's bike, the Robert Fleck Queen's University Yamaha that Jeremy McWilliams rode last year, and Jeremy McWilliams holds the lap record round here at Nuts Corner. On the back of this group is Graham Thompson, 99. Will he manage to force his way into contention? That's the question. Coulter still leads them from Eugene McManus. So the Patsy O'Kane Yamaha of McManus is right on the tail of Coulter. This is a fight to the end. McCurdy still third, Christie still fourth, and in fifth place is still Graham Thompson. Onto the start and finish straight. And it's really a battle about the 250s now. The 750s just aren't able to use their superior power around this tight, twisty little track. Coulter and McManus are the battlers. McCurdy in third, Christie in fourth, Thompson in fifth. Nothing's changed from the previous lap, but I think it's just a matter of time. Off the back straight. Coulter, a very, very stylish rider from Portadown, leading the feature race. But if I know anything, Eugene McManus will be making a challenge somewhere. The 750s in third and fourth place, still struggling to get on terms with the 250s that are leading it. This must be one of the few tracks in the world where a 250 is going to beat a 750. Oh, and look at this. Eugene McManus having a look at the hairpin. Back markers coming into view now. A critical point for these riders. All 5 of them have got to force their way through. 20 there is Elwyn Agnew. Coulter still leads from McManus. McManus has had plenty of time to see where Coulter is fast around this track. And McManus reckons he's got the beating of Coulter, but he's just got to show us now. Back markers pull to one side. Well, we're getting lucky as far as back markers are concerned. The 750s have got a better chance past them perhaps than the 250s, because if a 250 gets balked in the middle of a corner, that's the end of all the speed for it down the straight. No such problem though for these leading two. Coulter still from Eugene McManus. McManus just 21 years old. Not that that makes a lot of difference in 250 racing. McManus closes up again on the brakes, trying out every part of the track, looking for an advantage over Coulter. Will he be able to find it by the end of this race? Probably a question he's asking himself. McManus gets the drive. He's in the slipstream of Coulter. This could be the time at the end of the straight. Is it? No. Coulter again on the brakes. Looks very good. Oh, and yes, he goes through. Eugene McManus takes the inside line and grabs the lead from Coulter. Coulter goes beside him and they almost touch. Down the back straight and they're touching. Coulter then, the most determined of the two, manages to grab the lead back from Eugene McManus. McManus, has he got another challenge? Does he look for the outside? And he's squeezing Coulter, but the outside line is not the place to be in a tight situation. And McManus has to give best again to Coulter. What a race. Now then, Sandy Christie's in third place now. Sandy Christie's up to third, McCurdy's dropped back to fourth. Still Coulter leads just from McManus. Christie now on the 750M. He's up to third place. Fourth is McCurdy on the Suzuki. That is the top 5. 99 still off the back of these is Graham Thompson. Coulter has been the leader for many a lap, but McManus has looked at him every time. Oh, and Coulter found himself in big trouble there. Runs out wide and took McManus with him. Will McManus cut it short as more people run for the grass? The marshals there in the background running to pick up a rider. Oh, and everyone on the dirt. There was Coulter on the dirt. McManus almost on the dirt. But look at Christie. Christie's challenging. Christie used the power as the 250s found themselves on the dirt when they entered the start and finish straight. Christie makes it up the inside of McManus. Well, one thing's for sure, if a 750 and a 250 come together when it comes to weight, the 750 wins, and I think that proved it. McManus then takes a trip to the grass. Well, that's finished McManus's challenge. Now it's down to Christie. Can Christie make it on the leader, Coulter? Coulter gets the power down on the 250, but the big bike of 750 runner, Sandy Christie, with McCurdy breathing down his neck now. Coulter is going to take it from Christie, just a thing, and Christie almost gets it on the line. Sandy Christie challenged too late. Wolsey Coulter on the 250, just grabbed it. Christie, though, he's raced here in Ireland before. He'll be back in October for the Celtic Match Race team. But at the moment, it's Wolsey Coulter who took the win from Sandy Christie, from Roddy McCurdy in third. Fourth was Eugene McManus, Stephen Farmer fifth, and sixth was Derek Young. That's your top six, but what about that man, Wolsey Coulter?
Under pressure, really, weren't you, all the way through? Rodney McCurdy thought he could do it when I spoke to him earlier on in the day. He thought if he got the start and the horsepower, he'd be able to get away from you.
Yeah, well, the 750s, if they get away at the start, they're hard to pass. They've got the horsepower at the straights, and they're that big and awkward, and it's hard just to manoeuvre 750 around a tight circuit like this. I knew if I got the front, I could stay on the line and hold advantage, and that's the way it went to plan.
It went to plan, but you're under real pressure right at the end there.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. My tire was gone, but the third or fourth lap was sliding everywhere, and I just, as I say, I tried to ride it relaxed as I could without pushing it too hard. I was pushing more with the front than it was exiting the corners, just to get in deeper and hopefully make up the time I was losing exiting them. So I was just happy to finish the race.
Happy to finish the race. He may have been. The Dunlop tyre man was right on his shoulder there, so he couldn't say too much about that, could he? So Coulter, Christie and McCurdy take their lap of honour around on the truck while we wait for the 250s now. There it is, the 250s are away. So the Enkelon 250 race is off to a flying start into the first turn. Well, 250s hold the lap record here, and there is 30 straight in there. 30 is Wolsey Coulter again, looking for another win today, but can Eugene McManus do anything about it as they force their way through the turn? Coulter is off the front. 99 is Graham Thompson. Graham Thompson then in second place at the moment. Now Thompson's been looking good all day as he goes around the outside of Coulter, or does he? Well, very nearly. This is going to be a tight one. So Graham Thompson looks like a man that's possessed. Stephen Farmer is 25. He's in third place at the moment. But it's about Coulter and Thompson. Thompson breaking to the inside on the start and finish straight. Thompson is challenging on the inside of Coulter, and they touch. They touch as they go past the start and finish line. Thompson is in front just from Coulter. Coulter, though, challenges around the outside of Thompson. Oh, and they touch, and Thompson bails out. Well, Graham Thompson unceremoniously dumped in the outside of the dirt. He is not going to be happy about that. Now then, 25, Stephen Farmer has managed to take advantage of that melee in the first turn. Stephen Farmer now leads. Coulter drops back. We look down, 50 there. In with a shout is Gary McGee on a 250 Yamaha. McGee is 50. But wheeling over the line is this man on the last lap now. Farmer, Stephen Farmer on a 250 Yamaha has got a big enough lead to take this race win. Just one more lap to go for Stephen Farmer, and he'll be quite happy to take the money as far as that's concerned. In second place now, it looks like McManus. McManus is charging. 4 is McManus. So has Eugene McManus left it too late? We think he has. At the end of 12 laps then, it's Stephen Farmer wheeling his way to a win from Eugene McManus in second place, Gary McGee in third, and fourth is Gary Dines. 3 Yamahas lead a Honda. So on a day blessed with sun, Nuts Corner and the Mid-Antrim Club have provided as good a day's racing as I've seen at any track anywhere in the world. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage on a day that Wolsey Coulter of Portadown was crowned the 10th King of the Corner.